Alright, and we are back. So last time, like I said, it kind of cut out with me at the very end, so I was abruptly cut short. But anyhow, now that we finished making the gear, we can actually just scrap it again, because we don't really need it. It's not something that's important to us, and we may need the plant fiber for other things later. Okay, so now I'm going to make a wood club real quick while that's all getting rid of. While you're running around and doing... Oh, right. We did just level up earlier, so the first thing we're going to do when leveling up is put a point into toolsmithing and a point into weaponsmithing. As for why to do these things, because the more points put into weaponsmithing and toolsmithing, you basically affect the strength of the tools themselves. So let's get the new wooden club and the new wooden stone axe. And as you can see, well, I should have left one of them, the 25s up, but, yeah, the only thing that I don't actually, worry about upgrading instantly is the bone shiv, simply for the fact that it doesn't really have an entirely large effect. It just kind of exists there. And, let's see, I didn't actually look in here earlier, though. The biggest problem you can tell is that without a mining helmet, you're pretty much in the dark quite a bit at night. I mean, that should be obvious, but whatever. Okay, well, we finished doing that. Let's get this wood bow built. We'll have to go digging in our little storage area up here to see if we actually have some feathers. Yeah, okay, we have quite a bit of feathers, actually. So, let's make the 2 arrows. I mean, bows are alright. I mean, I much prefer the crossbow. Once you can get it, that's great. Because it's much more point and click than, say, using the bow, which you have to kind of hold down. Now, granted, keep both things, because you will need the bow occasionally, especially in the beginning, when you don't actually have the crossbow, obviously. Okay, and now we're going to, build these 3 wood frames. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick it there. I mean, under normal circumstances, you can also just repair these areas, and it actually takes 1 less wood, or 1 less lumber to actually repair it, but for the sake of just getting the start a base thing finished, might as well just break these. Another thing you need to worry about is if you're doing a lot of activity at night, zombies are more likely to come say hi and visit you. So you don't want to be doing an extreme amount of crafting unless you're already got a well-built base, so that way you're protected from the zombies when they decide to come and investigate why all this noise is happening. And we just built a campfire, just going to place it right next to the one that was built here already. And, so we just finished the quest chain, and it says, journey to settlement, locate trader. I mean, we're not going to do that at night, obviously, because, it's night and zombies would like to eat us right now. So we're just going to ignore that for now. What we did just get was 5 more skill points. And at this point, I don't really want to use those skill points. Or no, actually, Miner 69er. we want to put a point in that because that'll make our mining tools work better. I mean, we don't actually have mining tools at the moment. I'm about to build a shovel to change that, obviously. But the advanced equipment that I was mentioning in the earlier episode, all of that is actually falling under mining tools, which is kind of strange. But, you know, so it's best to actually start out with getting mining tools up, because the construction tools and stuff are nice to build up, but it's not really necessary in the beginning because you're only using the wrench for the most part. And especially once you've gotten the new tools and stuff. Let's eat a little bit. I don't know how much. Yeah, because as you can see, I've gotten down to 50% food. So we're just going to munch on this for a bit and get my food back up. I'm not going to eat too much of it, simply for the fact that we kind of need that later. Let's take these glass jars. We're going to be needing them shortly. Okay, and one thing I'm going to do, I don't normally do this, but you should always be kind of running around at the very least, because that'll help build up your athletics skill, which will also help to decrease stamina drain. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to hack these apart. Basically get a little dirt path here because, also I'll fix these areas right here so that way zombies won't come and say hi, because they can't, if they can see you, they will come and get you through the walls, so it's best to like hide or board up windows. If you see broken pieces of the wall, you should clearly fix them so that way they can't see in. And okay, there we go. That should keep us relatively safe. Okay, and now we're gonna do some digging. The other thing about Miner 69er is that it lets you gain more items for harvesting when you use it. So for every upgrade you get in it, you get a bit of an increase in how much items you get. And I'm just kind of digging up clay at the moment, because in order to make a forge, you're going to need 50 stone, 50 clay, and the bellows, which I am currently forgetting to make because I'm kind of scatterbrained at the moment. But you can see that I also got an iron garden hoe. That'll be good later. In fact, we should we could probably do that. Normally I don't actually start planting until I'm not gonna do it just yet. Normally I don't start planting until I've gotten a fairly good hold on the base, mainly because I don't want to get involved. It's something I usually do at night. That's right, iron pipe. So take the iron pipe, go over to building or resources, make a bellows. As you can see, you needed 6 wood, 20 leather, and 1 short iron pipe. So meanwhile, while that's being built, okay, we've already got 106 lump of clay. Once it gets to around 3, I think I'm going to actually go venture out, maybe. Then again, actually, I think I'm just going to continue getting the clay up. Because what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to head back to the working stiffs and try and check the last bit of the boxes. If I have to, I'll actually go in there and actually start killing the zombies, so that way I can clear out that place. Because what I want to do is I want to try and find a piece of gear, or I want to try and find mining tools, so that way I don't have to immediately go and make them. The bellows only took like 40 seconds. On the other hand, the forge itself is going to take significantly longer. I think it takes about 3 minutes before it actually gets considered. In fact, I think I am going to actually go venture out at night. Now, under normal circumstances, you may or may not want to do this. It depends on how willing you are to run into danger. Because, like I said, at night the zombies are going to be faster, and if they spot you, now granted, like I said, they can't see. They aren't going to be able to see you as well at night either. So if you're like hiding, like I am right now, odds are they won't actually see you. But nevertheless, you can't see them very well either. And they will still be slower than you, but when you're doing things like I am right now, your stamina gauge is going to be pretty low. And so they're going to catch up to you real quick, because you're not going to have the stamina to take care of it. So, like I said, you know, maybe just stick around in this area and get the 50 stone I need right now and wait for the dawn to break. As you can see, I just ticked off zombies. And as you can see, they're pretty fast. So this is why you don't actually come out at night, because they... Okay, good. Okay, they stopped paying attention to me for now. But yeah, that's why you don't come out at night usually, because they will spot you and they will come up and give you a big ol' hug. So while I'm waiting, another thing you should be grabbing, if you got the chance, get some snowberries. Nibble a little bit, only like a couple every maybe 10 or so in-game minutes, depending on how fast you got the game speed going. Because, like I said, snowberries aren't exactly good for you, and it'll give you snowberry poison, and then you have to just kind of wait for it to decline. As you can see, I'm just kind of stuck at the moment. Okay, we've got about 5 minutes before the dawn, so zombies shouldn't be... Oh, whoops. Using the wrong thing. Okay, let's try and get this last 50 up real quick. Okay, dawn has broken, so now zombies will be slow again, which is great, because this will let me finish up. And I just got another mushroom, which is awesome. Let's see. Forge. Okay, we'll get that forge built. I'm not going to place it just yet. I'm actually going to go head to the working stiffs like I said I was going to. Because, like I said, it's best if you can to get the tools before making them, because making the tools takes around 3 minutes on top of, you know, getting the supplies for the forge. And once I get the forge up, I'll, like, explain into detail what you do with the forge. But, anyhow, I was, if you notice, there's some, like, golden flower seeds over here, or goldenrod flowers. There we go. Collect these because they're good for making goldenrod tea with the, bottles of water. And the best thing about goldenrod tea is that it not only increases your health, or not health, it not only increases your hydration significantly more than the bottle of water, it increases your stamina as well. Gives you about twice as much stamina and a little bit more hydration. But furthermore, it also gives you more wellness, and wellness is basically what helps to determine your max HP. The higher your wellness, the more max HP and more max stamina you have, and then, you know, more max stamina, you can run longer and endure more damage before dying, obviously, with the max health. Furthermore, it just lets you run further for a longer period of time without having to, you know, stop, wait. Hope zombies don't eat you. Okay. Oh. I forgot. As you can see, because I'm wet, I'm actually losing body heat at the moment. And the longer that goes on, you can end up suffering hypothermia, which will damage you a bit and eventually kill you. So what we want to do is kill a couple of zombies and hopefully get some clothing. I mean, we could have used the clothing that was given to us by crafting the plant, or crafting through plants, but that stuff doesn't actually give a lot of insulation. What you really want to do is you want to try and find certain zombies, like Business Suit Zombie will drop Business Suit Top, which basically gives 30 insulation, which is amazing and keeps you very warm at all times. You actually end up more often than not having to take it off and put it back on, because you'll overheat real quickly with it. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, didn't I leave some stuff in the working stiffs box? Okay. Let's... yeah. Damn it! Well, this could end up badly. Yeah, occasionally they can also stun you, and I think I yelled that a little loudly, sorry about that. But they can stun you, so you want to be careful about that. Let's see. It is kind of funny because the zombies will kind of lose track of what they're doing. Ooh, look at the explosion. And now, as you can see, the departed woman got me a lot of ammo. I don't have any guns, so that doesn't actually help me at the moment. But as you can see, I've also taken a lot of damage. I'm at 47 out of 100 health. So that's why you really don't want to get ganged up on in an area like this, because a few hits and you can end up in a really bad position. You can be stunned, and, well, like I was, and you're kind of stuck after being stunned for a while. You kind of just have to sit there and take it. Which is not the most pleasant of experiences, obviously. Just kind of looking around. I'm hoping... Okay, here's another working stiffs box. Let's see what's inside. Will you give me a present? As you can see, I'm already low on... Ooh, pickaxe! And a chainsaw. That's awesome. The chainsaw I'm not going to be using because it's loud, and useful it might be, but I don't want... It takes gas, and it's also loud, so you really don't... Like I said, in the beginning, you don't want a lot of activity, because if you have a lot of activity, zombies will come and play. Let's go sneak... Ah, that was a screw up. Boom. As you can see, because it's dark, the zombie doesn't know where I'm at. It's just kind of running around and hoping to find me. So it's always best to keep in the shadows, because if the zombie doesn't see you, the zombie can't hurt you. Usually. Okay, as you can... I've almost ran out of inventory space again. But what I'm going to do right now is... let's see. Okay, you could break open the door, but I wouldn't. Oh, let's see. Is there anything up here? This is actually new to Alpha 16, I believe. Is them putting boxes and stuff up on the top like this, because I didn't used to see that. But then again, maybe I just wasn't the most observant person in the world. But so, you know, look over, see if there's anything that you can get up here. Okay. Now, anyhow, let's head over here. We could break down the door, but I wouldn't. And I'll show you why in a second. Because, well, for one thing, it makes a lot of noise. If you hit a metal door with your mining tools or whatever, it tends to make a lot of noise, and noise draws zombies. And get a common theme here, noise draws zombies. Yeah, you don't want that. And as you can see... and let them come through. If anything's going to be making a noise, it should be the zombies making a noise. For one thing, they're quicker at breaking down doors anyhow. But as you can see, we've got like 2 here. If anything, we can just... oh, wow. They have... Remember how I said Alpha 16 has an issue with messing with the instances a bit? This is what I mean. Like, those zombies were not here when I was in that room. And now we've got this entire, you know, legion going on here, and that's never a good time. So you kind of gotta roll with the punches here and hope that they don't roll you. Oh, and like I said, you know, you gotta kind of watch out for getting hit, because if you get hit too much, you're done. The stun can be increasingly fatal. Okay, now that we've gotten rid of all of the little friends here, let's put on the shades. You know, goggles, scrap it. Yeah. And the reason, you know, you bash these corpses up real quick, so that way you can get more blunt point for, because like I said, levels are important. Because the more levels you have, the better skills you get, and the better access to the larger skills you get. And you can tell I just, you know, another zombie's roaming around and wants to say hi to me. Ah, and it's from behind me. Hey, cowboy. That's great. Let's see. Damn. Okay, not sure what I want to do. Cowboy here is not fun either. He's one of those high defensive targets. He's probably the strongest of the, regular-sized zombies. Because he can take a ton of damage. And, like I said, yeah, they aren't fun. Oh, but I did just get a hunting rifle, which is fantastic. If anything, drop the... Okay. Take that. Drop the snowberries, drop the gunpowder. Wear the jacket, take the ammo. Okay, so I've got a hunting rifle now. Which, again, I don't normally use guns, because they're loud. but it's good to have. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But at this current situation, okay, since that went well, let's drop that. Let's try to get back in there. Unfortunately, there's still a ton of zombies here. One thing I should check, though, is if you piss off... Pardon. If you upset the zombies, you can maybe force them to break down a door. And if they'll break down the door for you, then, you know, have at it. This time we're just going to repair it real quick. I can see them just kind of... They're coming through the walls, man! They're coming through the walls! Game over! Okay, so... bash her up. One thing I kind of hope to get from these guys is... Okay, kind of miso, let's eat that. It's delicious. Let's scrap this empty can. Alright, let's see. I'm not entirely sure. The one thing about these nurses is they can drop some pretty neat items. They can drop some health items. And they can also drop a blood draw kit. And the thing about the blood draw kit is that it's great for making first aid kits eventually. I mean, obviously, it's not exactly a common drop, it's fairly rare. And we have a better chance of actually getting it from the hospital. But still, you know, if you can get one, that's great. Let's just go over here and... I'm sure you're gonna be mad, so let's... It is kind of funny because the zombies will attack certain walls when they're not when you've like angered them. Like if you saw in there was actually a hole in the roof, sort of. Well, I wouldn't call it the roof, but there was a hole in the wall that was a little bit higher than the zombies normally go. So, anyhow, I won't say we've cleared it, but we're in a position where I can actually loot these boxes without having to worry too much about the zombies sneaking up on me, hopefully. Because we all noticed what happened with me earlier. Okay, oh, awesome, the fire axe. This is what we want, so let's move that. Give me the fire axe. And, okay, now that we've got the fire axe, we can start focusing more on mining, or the gathering of our stuff. I'm gonna finish up collecting this stuff. Hoping to maybe find a claw hammer too. There's some iron shovels. Yeah, let's take it. We'll take this one. Don't need the wooden flame. I'll have to come back here later, probably tomorrow. I'm not going to worry about it today. Just kind of getting the rest of the stuff. Oh, awesome. A tool and die set. Okay, let's move the tool and die set and a sledgehammer. We'll take this. Can't take the mechanical parts. No, let's get rid of those. Mechanical parts. And you can see there's a safe there. Safes are normally locked. In fact, they're almost always locked. And they take such a long time to break into without the proper tools. So we're just not going to open it today. We're going to move on and go back to our base. If at all possible, I think I might eat the old sham sandwich. I mean, you don't really want to eat the sham sandwiches and whatnot because they can get you food poisoning. Alright. You're gonna these. You're a businessman. You can have some good stuff. Not that time though. Okay, what time is it? Okay, we've got about a good half the day left. This time I'm actually watching the recording time, so if we actually don't get to the end of the day, I'm just gonna stop it and, you know, continue on with the other videos. Unless you, if in the comments, you know, you decide you guys don't want to see me doing all the running around and, like, building, I can skip ahead from time to time and just, not so much during the daytime, but, like, say, the night shift. If you want me to just skip over the night shift, just let me know in the comments section, and I'll see about doing it if a lot of people decide they'd rather just not see me do that. You know what? For once, I'm just actually going to shoot this guy in the face, because the hell with it. Boom! See you later, Space Cowboy. Okay, so that actually worked extremely well. Let's wear those pants and scrap these ones. I mean, you know, you can use guns if you want to, but like one of the things, it'll do two things. One, it'll cause noise, so more zombies will come and say hi to you. But a second thing it'll do is it'll increase the heat map. And if the heat map reaches a certain level, a screamer zombie will come. They kind of look like Sudoku from The Ring. And what these screamer zombies will do obviously is scream. But what that'll end up doing is causing a zombie horde to spawn in on you. So, I mean, you know, and furthermore, if you keep killing things, you end up in a cycle where you're dealing with zombies, and then dealing with more zombies, and then yeah. And it basically ends with limbs being torn from your body, and zombies eating your face. So, you know, try not to go too insane over it. Okay, I'm gonna have this sham sandwich. And, of course, you know, I just got sick to my stomach. Okay, what I just had happen to me is I got food poison. It usually happens with a 60% chance to, when you eat Sam sandwiches. And what that'll do is it'll make you have a subtraction of 10 stamina for about, like, 30 seconds or so. Which, you know, not fantastic. And as you can see, I lost a bit of wellness for it, too. But, you know, small price to pay because I did get some more food and I needed more inventory space. Because I forgot that I should have taken those wood frames because I have no way to get back into my place without destroying things, and I'd rather not. Okay, as we can see, it's about noon. It's a little under noon. So let's get back in. Boom! Go away. Okay. Go up the elevator. And let's store this stuff. Okay. Store that. Keep the iron pickaxe. Okay. Throw the ammo in. Put the hunting rifle in. All that stuff. Okay. Keep the iron sledge, I guess. I don't know. Oh, whoops, I should leave myself the bones, because I'm the bone collector now. Okay, now that we've got the forge, let's set up the forge. Okay, forge. End up having to do that. 2 on die set in. And put about half that there, half that there. And basically with the forge, you need, in order to build items with the forge, you have to first have the resources like raw iron, clay, brass, lead, glass, stone. And, you know, let's see, oh, want a cooking pot. And basically with, what it does is it lets you craft higher leveled gear. Okay, let's make some bottles of water. Because we're dying of thirst here. Well, we're not. We're not yet, but we do want to get things going, so that way. Like I said, do this stuff in the daytime for now, because you're going to be drawing a lot of zombie attention otherwise. Okay, let's get the forged iron. And because another skill you want to get is the fixer, because that will let you repair tools like, say, your iron fire axes, iron pickaxes, stuff like that. The stuff that you really need. Okay, we've got the 2 forged. Okay, now what we're going to do real quick is we're going to play Lumberjack. If anyone knows the Monty Python theme song, or the Monty Python Lumberjack song, feel free to sing it. Chopping down trees, of course, attracts zombie attention too, but not nearly as much as using the chainsaw, obviously. But as you can see, I'm already getting a lot more wood from chopping down the trees with the fire axe than I am with anything else. Now, granted, this is also because the axe itself is at level 150, or item quality 153, and as you can see, I just ran out of stamina. But that item quality matters a lot in this game. I mean, not so much from, like, say, 50 to 100. Well, no. Every time you level up, it goes about 5, 10 damage points, I suppose. Okay, as you can see. Another thing you can do is you can actually separate out the items so that way you're getting more burned faster. More burned faster, go. Let's see, because we had bad things happen to us, we kinda need, well, because I caused bad things to happen to me, I kinda need to make these first real quick. Let's see. I could drink a beer. In fact, I probably will. The thing about beer is it gives you a buff, beer buzz, and basically that buff will let you regenerate stamina a little bit quicker. So we're going to get a little bit boozy on us. Okay, gotta take this iron pickaxe. As you can see, Beer Buzz helps to reduce my stamina drain. Which is good because, especially in the beginning, you're going to suffer a lot of stamina drain real quick with new tools. Because they just have such a steep stamina drain when you upgrade. And like I said, the cost or the payment for those upgrades is worth it, obviously, because as you can see, I'm just literally going to town on this stuff. But let's drink another bottle of water. As you can see, that regenerates 20 stamina and 20 hydration. I was actually wrong. The goldenrod tea only gives 20 hydration too, but it does give an increase of 40 stamina instead. So, I mean, like I said, it's significantly better than just regular old bottled water anyhow. At least during the beginning when you need stamina back real quick, and, you know, great for wellness, obviously. Okay, now that I've got a good portion of iron ore, I'm gonna go back in, kind of ditzing it a little bit. I'm usually a little bit more quicker than this, but that's okay. It's not entirely important. It's not a dire situation. We're gonna put this stone in there because that's going to be needed later. So, and we're gonna put the iron back in there. Okay, let's put the stone, nitrate, all that stuff in. Okay, now that we're ready, I'm gonna go back out there and I'm gonna not stop until I have deforested this land. I'm going to make the Indians cry, sorry. My apologies to the Indians. But anyhow, yeah, at this point you want to get as much wood as possible. Once you get I want to say 500, about 500 wood. Go ahead and let's see if I can drop this tree on him. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it without him. Yeah, this is just me being silly. I shouldn't be doing this. Oh, he dropped it on me. That's just not. That's no point. That's not. Alright, fine. You win. I didn't get to drop a tree. I'm just gonna have to bash you in the skull. In the very beginning, your hits are not going to be worth anything. So you just kind of have to keep an eye on it. Wow, I'm just so weak. There you go. Yeah, that's the other thing. You don't want to run out of stamina that quick. Because you run out of stamina and then nothing you do will work. You won't do as much damage with your weapons, and zombies will be that much easier, or have that much easier of a time dealing with you. But anyhow, if you can get up to 500 wood, what you want to do is you want to start crafting frames. Because you don't really, in fact, 300 wood should be good enough, yeah. That'll get you 155. In the very beginning, like I said, you're stuck waiting quite a bit. While you're waiting, you may want to collect some cotton, and, you know, if you can, some more goldenrod flowers. So that way you're not completely just wasting your time herping it up. Furthermore, okay, great, we just leveled up again. Let's see. You can just kind of hear that ding. Alright, here we go. When do I get the next? I think it's level 5, right? Yeah. At level 5, you get the next ranking of tool crafting, weapon crafting, and that'll bring the tools and weapons from 50 to 100. And each time it goes up after that, it'll go up by 50. So, it's actually the biggest leap from... Oh, and see, like I just ran out of parts here, so in this case I'm going to actually recoup it, and now, yeah, you can see the difference already, because I'm doing like 50 damage standard, or 41 damage standard now with the axe. And I think I was only doing like 25 when it was at minimum strength. But like I said, for now, if the item is over your repair capabilities, like say if you're building and it only goes up to 100 for you, like it's going to for me in a minute, then it's best to just use repair. But and furthermore, it also depends on the type of tool you have. The more expensive the tool, the less you're going to be wanting to repair it. Or, I mean, create a new one instead of just repairing it. But I mean, for that, like, once you can craft something better than the tool you have, then you should replace it. But until then, you should just repair it. So I wouldn't replace my tool now, but I would if, say, I got to rank 4, where I'm at 200 for the crafting. Then I would replace it because, you know, 200 is obviously much, much bigger than the 146 I've got going on right now. But as you can see, I've already gotten like 600-700 wood from doing this, and it's not even been half of the last part of the day. So like I said, definitely get the better tools. Get the iron fire axe, get the iron pickaxe, and just focus primarily on getting those up. Because construction tool, you aren't going to be using it for harvesting unless it's mid to late game anyhow, and you're going to be getting a lot of construction levels just by building up your base. I'm actually going to check there is one thing that you'll want to build after this. Is I was mentioning earlier that I would like a claw hammer, and I'll show claw hammers are the second level of building tool, but in this they actually are good enough that when you build with them, they will fully construct a building, or construct a portion of the building in one hit. So it makes it so much quicker to actually build with that tool. Okay, as you can see, I've ran out of fuel for the area, so we're gonna focus on that for a second. The one thing I do like is the fact that this stuff is no longer... in the console version, would only gave like 10 for burn time, which made it really kind of a... I mean, eventually you got like massive amounts of wood and whatnot, but still, it was more of a... It was unrealistic in a sense, because it's like... You've got a piece of log, and it only burns for 10 in-game seconds. Are you serious? I mean, it's not like it's a twig or anything. But, as you can see, I'm not thirsty. Yeah, that's a message you're going to see a lot. I tend to keep a full stack of... Or I try to keep a full stack of goldenrod tea on hand at all times. Because A, it gives a good stamina boost, and B, it does recover wellness and hydration really well. As you can see... Okay, I've just leveled up my tool to rank 5, so that means I can actually go in and do nothing, because I'm a baddie and I've forgotten that you have to be level 10 before you can actually do anything with mining again. Got the levels mixed up, oops. But, like I said, I'm getting a lot, you gain EXP in this game for skills by how much damage. One of the ways you gain EXP is by how much damage you're doing. So that's another reason you want, like, the best tools you can possibly get. Because more damage equals more experience, equals faster leveling, equals better gear, equals etc., etc. It's an increasing chain. I would go, or I'm just gathering wood at the moment, obviously. Let's see, we're gonna do some more wood frames. And one of the tricks you can do is just multiple build like this. So that way I'm actually building 80. That way you're not having to access the keyboard or do anything like that all the time. I'm actually using the PS4 controller. Because with the latest patch update, they've made this controller work real well for the PC, and like I said, I used to play on the console. I see it's about 10 minutes till. We still got a lot of time. We still got about 5 in-game hours left, which is good, because, I mean, we've made quite a bit of progress. We've got this 538.3. Okay. And I'm gonna knock down this tree, and then I'm gonna start building, and I'll give you a rundown of what I like to do. Okay, as you can see, I don't like doors. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Uh-oh, I think I'm about to die. Oh my goodness. This businessman is all up in my business. Okay. Now I'm running a risk here. I am literally 1 hit away from death. I screw this up, I'm done. I'm going to be stuck repairing. Or, well, not repairing, but... Please die. Please die. Pants. Why does everyone want to give me pants? It's because I don't know. They don't like my legs. I don't know. Wow, I've never been at 1 HP before. This is really kind of creepy. I'm unnerved. Okay, I was going to build, but first I think I'm going to actually go and make a couple first aid bandages, because I don't want to die. Alright, let's see. Okay, here we go. We got some cloth. Aloe vera. I don't know how many. Let's see. Science. Aloe cream. Oh man, it's 4. Okay, well, I'll make 2 aloe vera cream. That's disappointing. I say that a lot, I know. Oh. Well, I'll wait, because I can't actually build anything yet. Okay, well, okay, first aid bandage 1. At least it only takes 1 aloe cream to make the first aid bandage. And it actually has a quick, crafting time, which is good. But yeah, I'm gonna need more aloe vera if I don't want to die. Okay, so let's use this. Alright. As you can see, it's not going to be an instant heal, obviously. But anyhow, we're just gonna start building now. Okay, building. What I like to do is I actually like to have wooden cat rocks with railings. Because look at him just running around over there, not minding anything. You think you're special? You think you're special? He thinks he's special. Whoa, he is about special, isn't he? There we go, 3 hits. Kinda hoping to get a level up before my whatchamacallit, wears out my club. I mean, I suppose it doesn't really matter. I can always break the club and remake it. It's not like it's super expensive. You get about 2/3 of the material back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, here we are. Okay, and... Ooh! No! Alright, let's... Alright, I guess I'm just gonna have to jump up here real quick. But what I like to do is, I do not like the ground. I do not like having anything on ground level for the most part. No way to get into the base other than through rooftop and whatnot, or, well, through roof or underground access. I have nothing on ground level. Because zombies are on ground level. And if they can get to you very easily, they will go for you. Alright, okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Oh, darn it. I always forget that one. Okay. Okay, now that we've got this part built, the advantage of only having 5 is you won't suffer fall damage. Okay. Now, the heat map, stupid stone. The thing about the heat map is that, if you look at the guides and whatnot, it says that the heat map is around 48 or so, 48 to 64 chunks, or 61 breaks before you actually get into being separated from the heat map. So as such, I'd like to build my main base about that far away from my crafting area. And so we're going to do that. I usually put the farm in the middle. But as it seems, it's almost time for it to go off, so I'm just gonna stop it here, and, thank you for listening to my rambling and my inaneness. If you like it, rate it up, comment, subscribe, like it. If you don't like it, and, yell at me, I guess, I don't know. I mean, if you have suggestions, I'm open to it. If you don't like what I'm doing with the playstyle, too bad. It's my game, not yours. But if you do have suggestions, I will take it under advisement. And like I was saying earlier, if you want me to skip over night phases unless it's like 7-day horde, or if I'm doing something that I feel that you should all know about, then, let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to take it under advisement. Once again, thank you for listening, and this is the J Kitty. So, happy hunting, and watch out for zombies.